There we go, Tuck's joined as well. That's one I completely forgot about. 11-man grid. Congan's having problems. That's a shame. Almost started without him. Nice, get the YouTube up. Confirmation that Cardude is Congan is unable to join. That's really unfortunate. Hello. Right. No, what the fuck? Come on, what? Oh. Right, we'll be starting very, very soon. Just trying to sort some things out. Go away. Go away. Hello, car dude. Hello, Congan. Unfortunately, you can't be with us today. Right, I think everything's all set up. Right. No Dino Rod today. That's a big hit, right? No Dino Rod is I do believe without Dynarod, that basically does give Devil the title. So, before we start, I'm going to quickly message him how close he is to home. Because if he's close to home, then yeah. You see, supporting Should I'm Racing. Wow. Predictions for this race. Well, I'd have to say it's interesting. There's no Hayden. There's no Dino. Devil and Ruben are probably going to be up at the front, having a good battle for it. Who takes that third spot? JD does it. There's a good. Casey has a chance. Casey's looking quite quick. Casey could take something here. Hello, Hayden. Shame you're not with us today. It was looking at like at the start of the day. It was looking like we was going to have a big size grid, right? Was looking at a grid of around at least 12. We've got 11, but was thinking of 13, and then no, it's all kind of gone. Hello from Puerto Rico, to support our Bad Bull Racing BBR Huber. Welcome, my friend. We've got Tux and Huber making their debut. Ginergy's back. He's been away with injury, so it's good to see Ginergy's back. He's been out with a broken arm, so that's been quite a shame for him, but he's back, he's well, he's healthy. He's ready to race. Heavyhead's back next week. Predictions for qualifying time, I'd say Devil... we don't know how much on Devil... we don't know how big Devil's got. Devil said a 99. Right then, let's get ready. No one said they're not ready, so if you want ready now, you're fucked. Right then, welcome everyone. GTEL Division 1, round 6 right now. Round 6. God, that's loud. It gets louder every time. Sorry for the blue screen. It's not over. It'll be helpful if we got all this up, remember? So then, people who need a good race today. Ruben out first? Yes, I think Ruben's leading this train at the front. He's in by Lexus, he's looking for his third race win in a row. He's someone that he's probably favourite for this race. Devil, he's secured the title now. Dino. Actually, oh. No, I don't think he has. Right, it's interesting. The only way JD can actually win the title now is if Devil scores no points, which is very unlikely. Devil needs to score no points, but it's very much certain that Devil's probably going to take it this round. See Cam O'Brien letting his teammate Santos through at the back. That's friendly of them. Not wanting to cause any problems. Very shaky to go through the final turn. Ruben out early as always. He's going to be first set of lap time. It's rare he's going to make a spin, so this is very similar to Brands Hatch. You can get a lot of laps in here. Now, this is like Brands Hatch, like I said, you can get, it's not like, say, we've had Suzuka, I mean, last one, Nürburgring, which is like a 2-minute lap. Spa's a 2-minute lap. You know, you don't get much in the way when it comes to qualifying. You get, if you're going to pit for fresh tyres, you're in and you're out, basically, is what it is. You get 2 hot laps, but here you can get like 3 in, and that's when you pit. And the tyres, that you see Ruben's tyres already got a fair bit of wear here. Again, strategy, we saw yesterday in the Div 2 race, strategy is going to be quite interesting in my opinion. As just quickly try and sort my keyboard out. There we go. There we go, right. If Santos isn't on the pole, well, I mean, Santos is on a bad streak across the line. Then the benchmark lap time for Ruben at 1:26. Santos, he's next at 1:21.2. At 21.7. Tim, he's looking for some improvements after his poor last few races, but he goes 4th. Huber, he's going to go into last so far. JM Devil, what's he saying? He goes 2nd. So, Genergy on his return. Bit of a broken wrist. Dead last so far. Tox has had a spin at the end of turn 1. Someone's already into the pits. Casey's already into the pits. JD's going to get a bit of a boost there. This is a slow lap. I think he's had a mistake somewhere through it. It's a 29.5, sorry. Toxie's across the line then. The last person to set a lap will be Casey and Phil. He comes out the final turn. He's not going to be very high up as you see the clock ticking down. He just about... Oh no, he beats out Tuck by way. It's JD that he had a problem with. Now, you could probably get 2 laps out on the tyres as Ruben's gone purple, so he may stick it as he comes through the corkscrew. Looks how short it is. The tyre where, in a 1-lap basis, you could probably go for 2 laps. But, do you just guarantee the fresh rubber? Does Santos pit as well? He's currently in 3rd. He goes through. Came O'Brien's into the pits. SVV Ruben. Does he improve? Yes, he does. A 20.5. So that extends the gap to just about 3/10 between him and Devil. Devil at the final turn. Huber has got a bit of a slipstream there. If you want slipstream, if you want to be behind someone to get that toe, Devil's a good one. Oh, 3 thousandths off his best time. Huber, don't think he improved either. Santos, so far, he's having a good qualifying session, only 800ths down on his current personal best as we're approaching the halfway stage of his qualifying session. JD Shadime, though, he gets a clean lap if that puts him 3rd. Dino's absence today, if he can get a solid performance, JD Shadime, with the pit strategy, we know how good JD Shadime is on tyres and stuff like that. He could have a big lead here as him and Tim. Oh, that's a bit rough and tumble. That's JD's lap ruined as Tim's gone into the gravel. 6th for him so far is very good, seeing as he's struggled with the past few races. And Cam O'Brien so far 5th. The Estonians really going to be loving that. But put the front though, Ruben, typical as always, he'd pit, so he's next out. Devil's currently green, but if it's not purple, you don't really want to be pitting. This happened last time, and that's the 1-second penalty, so he's going to get rid of that. I think he's going to pit. I think Casey, a few others like messed up their pit strategy and pitted out of sync. They thought they could get another lap in, and then it ruined it. Casey's currently dead last. He's got a 1:55 and his lap times aren't that respectable. I don't think he's actually got an official lap time, and so I don't really know what Casey's doing. As coming through turn 6, he loses his tail a bit there, but he catches it just about. So Tuck, does he have a respectable lap in yet? No, this will be his hot lap. We'll see where that puts him as he had the spin at the final turn. Ruben out of the pits then, but Casey, he's someone that could really do with a podium here. Casey's not on a podium all season. He got close at Suzuka, got it robbed him in the last lap by Darnod, who's currently sitting 2nd in the championship. But if JD scores points, he will lose out here across the line. Casey goes 5th, that puts Cam O'Brien down into 6th. But Cam O'Brien, he could probably improve some here. Oh, through turn 4. Clobbers the sausage curve, and that's going to be a lot of time lost. He doesn't need to find much time. But either way, that's going to impede him. Tuck comes across the line. He's a 26.4. That puts him into 10th position. He can get 3 or 4 laps in with the 2 or 3 laps he's got in with the time he's got in that VW Beetle. Very nice car. SVV Ruben, very slow. Santos, he improves, but doesn't put him anywhere. Around the final turn, Ruben goes then to start his hot lap. He's been very cautious on the tyres, unlike last time. This is the best his tyres have ever been going on to a hot lap, as he really pushed at the start, trying to bridge a gap and not let anyone get a slipstream. And all of that fuel, lighter car, no refueling at the pit stop, just take some tyres. JD's into the pit, he will be out just in time, I believe, to get one more lap in. Through turn 2 then, Terrible Tim, he improves but he stays in 7th. Maximising the curve possible, Ruben, first sector, up by 600s. Up the hill he goes then. It's not that big of a hill so far. Casey, he improves to a 21.5, but again doesn't improve more positions through turn 5. And now here's where the steepness of the hill really goes, and the lighter the car, the better. Turn 6 again, the gradient changes and gets steeper again as you head up towards the corkscrew. A lighter car, easier on the brakes. As you see Santos getting out the way, then the corkscrew, probably what this circuit's most famous for. There's 2 turns of this circuit, and you've got the corkscrew, that steep drop, the camber on that, and he's now 2/10 up. Mainly because you've had a good line there, he was perfect through the corkscrew, but the lighter car as well, the hill, you're just able to accelerate better than a heavier car. One more turn to go. Is this going to be the lap that puts Ruben on pole? He will have time for another lap, maybe 2 if he's across the line in time. No. Keeps it close. So 1:24, he loses a bit of time through the final sector. Devil, 2 turns to go through the penultimate turn. Let's see if he can get himself on pole and get himself 2 bonus points. If he gets these 2 points here, that will secure him the title. Pole will secure Devil the title, but it's very shaky at the rear. Across the line, or up to the line he goes, as I should say. Does he improve? No. It's a 20.8, that's 400ths down. Huber, where's he coming across the line? Well, that's an outlap. SVV, with everyone starting their final laps then. SVV Ruben currently on provisional pole, followed by Devil. JD Shadaim, he's only a 10th behind as he starts his final lap. Santos, he's in the pits. That's his qualifying done then, as Santos won't have time for another go. K1 Brian's got past Casey, and well, 1,000th in it. That's quite impressive. K1 Brian, if he can find 5 temps, that'll put him into 4th on the grid, as Santos' qualifying is now done. He won't have time as he's since where he came out of the pits to set another lap. So then, challenge this second row of the grid. Casey and Brian are real contenders. Tim, what can he do? He's about 2nd off the pace. JD Shadaim, well, I think that was Santos who was in his way there. He's a bit impeded, and that might be JD's qualifying done. So I think it'll be 3rd for JD Shadaim, and that's not very fair on him, as Santos really enjoying this. A poor line through turn 5. JD Shadaim, he's just slow. JM Devil through the final turn. Is he gonna be on pole? SVV Ruben hasn't improved up towards the line. This is the only guy that can challenge for pole. Cross the line, he improves, but not by much. So I think that is Ruben on pole. K.M. O'Brien, he's going incredibly slow. He didn't improve. Casey, he's up. If Casey can improve on this lap, that'll put him into 5th position. So he'll be on the 3rd row of the grid. Can he find enough time though to beat Santos? He's got to find about 5 tenths. He's got to find off 2nd as Tuck's in the way there, and that might cause him a bit of time loss. He's got to find 2 tenths through this final sector. It's possible. It's 2 very tight turns, slow turns. A good exit. It's very good. Very shaky up towards the final turn. Nailed the braking point. Nailed the apex. Very shaky. I don't think he's going to do that. He's going to improve on Brian, I think. Up towards the line he goes. What's it going to be? It puts him ahead of Brian. He goes 5th. Terrible Tim, he's done. I think everyone is done. Tux, he's in the pits. Genergy on his return, he's in 10th, 3 seconds off the pace. And Phil, he's half a second off Huber, but if he can keep his nose out of it, and if he can have a good strategy, strategy's going to play a big part here. You can't really have a predicted strategy. The normal ones every 20 minutes, soft, soft, soft. So a 2-stopper. But again, you don't know. It can change so drastically. It's so different, especially at Laguna Seca. We saw yesterday, tyre was so bad. There's a potential for a 1-stop if you go medium, medium, and a potential for a 3-stop if you stopped all the way. But then SVV Ruben on pole for the 2nd time in a row, followed by JM Devil, who could have actually improved there. JD Schleim, he was impeded on his final lap when he was improving. by Santos, so he doesn't improve and he stays third on the grid. Santos is fourth. Casey and Brian having a very good qualifying, puts himself in the third row of the grid. Tim and Huber, well, Tim's looking for an improvement on his past few races. They've been lackluster, and Huber on his debut, starting inside the points, he's going to be very happy with that, as they all come through the final turn then, up towards the line. Lights out, away they go then, Ruben down towards turn 1, he's going to lead them. I don't think Devil's going to have enough to catch them, or catch him into turn 1. Santos in that BMW, he's a chance to get right onto the back of JD Shams again to the breaking point. He's very close. Casey as well, no heroics like we saw at the Nürburgring last week, but Santos is a very good exit and maybe coming up towards the corkscrew if he follows through quite nicely. He's on the back of JD already. We could be looking at a move. JD's gone onto the grass and Casey's going to fancy himself a move here. Well, JD, Santos is on the grass. Casey and JD go side by side. This is very intense already with 3 turns in. They're 3 wide going into turn 5. Casey thinks better of it and backs out. Santos, he tries to go on the outside and catches Casey, and JD's managed to get himself through here. And Santos, he's, well, all the positions are held, but JD got onto the dirt on the exit of turn 3. And Santos, he's gone very wide. He's probably at it. He's going to just about miss the wall, and Casey's going to through, and then Brian's going to go through as well into 5th, and Tim might get him as well. Through the corkscrew, Casey, KML, Brian, Santos, Tim, they all lead very closely. JD Sham's also ahead. Devil's also at the front, very close to Ruben. Ruben's not pulled away. This is at the front. They could be battling very hard. 3 seconds is already gap as well. What happened there? Coming through turn 3, JD got onto the gravel, and then Santos as well. They kind of went 3 wide near enough into turn 5. Down towards turn 2, then the first breaking point. Is Devil going to be close? So he's going to try and go for a move around the outside. Maybe, no, he thinks about it. Is he going to go for a switchback? Does he have enough power? No, Ruben defends that nicely. Ruben, brilliant driver, will know he's going to do that. But further back, Casey and JD putting a bit of a gap. Santos is going to want to close that gap and get back 4th place from Casey, but Casey's fighting for his first podium here. Strategy can play a big part if you can keep on the back of JD. That's going to be impressive. Tim's got himself up into 6th. And how's this? Phil, he's got himself, KML Bryant had a mistake somewhere down the lap, and Phil is currently in 8th. This will be Phil's first points, which will be amazing for him. If he can catch up to the back of Huber, 2 points will be very helpful. Down towards the corkscrew, JD going to be close enough for a move. No, he thinks better of it early days, but actually no, JD does go free. There's a bit of contact pushing wide, but Ruben holds back. Devil lets him through as he realised that contact's a bit unfair, but Devil, he's looking racy today. He's looking like juice around. Any chance he has of the gap, he's going to go for it. That gap's under 2 tenths. Devil's ready to go racing here. He's not got Hayden to worry about, and if these two keep squabbling, JD and Casey, if they work well together, they're smart guys, they can keep their heads down and push that gap. It's closed down a bit under 3 seconds, because if these two keep squabbling, as Ruben sets the fastest lap of the race, as they've gone to lap 3, we are 3 minutes down in this 60-minute race. These two at the back can close up. Casey's fallen off a bit from JD, and now you see Santos, he's right onto the back of Casey, which isn't good news for Casey, because he does need to ideally stay on the back of JD, but it's falling out of slipstream range, and JD's now putting the pace down as he sets the fastest first sector. And if these two towards a corkscrew again keep squabbling through the overtaking spots, if Devil forces Ruben to defend, JD can get onto the back of it, and JD, we all always know, if JD can have a good strategy, he's going to fancy some positions being gained. JD rarely goes back in a race. But the question is, what tires is JD? JD's on soft, so I think he's going to go 2-stop, as he's not a fan of the 3-stop. I've spoke to him. Devil doesn't fancy going through for the move into the corkscrew, just going to keep it tight, and well, 2 tenths up, nearly 3 tenths after 2 sectors is close. He could have gone for the move there into the penultimate turn, but side by side is going to have the outside line into the final turn. I don't think it's necessarily going to be close enough, but if good exit here, and so far, very shaky. He's right on the back though. He's on the back of him. JD is closing up, so ideally they need to just keep their head down and let that gap go. They don't want to keep squabbling and let JD get close enough, and I think that's maybe what Devil's thinking. It's just getting very close to the back of Ruben, and he's not really fancying an overtake. There's 55 minutes to go in this race. Keep it simple. Tuck's currently in last position. Genergy's in 10th. He's currently got points, so Genergy's currently safe. in terms of the standings when it comes to who's safe and who's not for the playoffs. Points here, though, could put pressure on Heavy head into next week. Up towards a corkscrew. Is Devil going to fancy a move? Is he close enough? He tucks into the slipstream. He's very close. He teases to the left. He goes very wide. Is he begging, or is he counting on a mistake? Bagging on a mistake from Ruben through there? No, we're about to pull the gap away a fair bit. Maybe now, as he's not that close going into the penultimate turn, he could focus on getting a lot better exit than Ruben. We'll have to see. Down towards the penultimate turn, Casey and JD, you see the gap's extended a fair bit there. Again, Devil's fishtailing a bit there, he catches it, but he's not got the momentum needed really to gain in that slipstream. Ruben a 22 flat on the last lap for him. As Devil, he's keeping him honest at the front here, but not so much. 2.1 seconds is the gap now. JD is currently setting some blistering pace, but how will his tyres fare? I mean, for Mazda's tyres, Ruben in a tyre battle, if JD's just going flat out, is going to lose. Ruben will probably have the tyre advantage if JD keeps going flat out, but the Mazda's tyres are very good. Santos as well. Is he closing in? No, 2 seconds is a gap. Tim, he's 4 seconds off the back of Santos. And Kame O'Brien's putting Phil under a lot of pressure as he goes through. Oh, bit of contact. He's going to have the inside line into turn 4. He just about gets it done. Phil has that 1.1 second penalty, so there goes his points paying position. He'll have to hope and go again next time round. Ruben, as they go through the corkscrew for the 5th time this race. Devil right onto the back of Ruben. Devil's not really looking for a move. I think he's trying to... I think they are worried about JD behind catching. They're just trying to bridge a gap, but it's not happening. Devil may also want to save his tyres, but as his tyres in recent times have been a bit stressed, as he knows the tyre wear of this circuit isn't very good, maybe he's depending on a different strategy. The strategies can vary. I mean, Devil, his tyres are normally quite bad, but I suspect Devil to be a sort of free-stop person. If he can get at the front and lead from the front just flat out, yes, his tyres lose a bit, but a free stop, if he get Devil in clean air, he's going to pass back markers really quickly, and he can just put down consistent fast laps. We know what he's like. 2.1 seconds, the gap to third. There's a bit of contact. Ruben through turn 4 loses the rear a bit. Devil's not going to have a really good run. Is round the outside through turn 5. Up the hill we go. Is Devil going to have to move? Done, he does. Ruben doesn't really fight that. Thinks better of it. Doesn't want to lose too much time. The gap now under 2 seconds for JD Shaddam as he's catching these three, and these two at the front. Ruben knows he can have Devil in the pits. Looking at fuel, he's already got a bit of a lead as he loses a lot of time through there. Wow, 7 tenths. That's the biggest the gap's actually been since the start of the race between these two. As they head down towards the penultimate turn, JD Shaddam has seen a bit of a mistake because that gap's gone up a fair bit. Maybe Devil just had a good run. Casey, he's going to have to think about defending from Santos soon as he's gained. Let's have a look at their tyres. Santos has a bit better tyres, but Casey's got a bit better fuel. JD Shaddam, 2 tenths in that final sector gained on the 2 ahead. Ruben's not that close for a move into turn 1, and I think so far what we're seeing is these two, if one of them makes a mistake and the other's able to get through, they will. They're going to work together here and try and pull a gap, but Devil at the front, he's seeming to pull away, but fastest lap so far, Santos, he'll be taking the bonus points so far. I mean, it's early days in the race as we see that 1/10 up so far on the fastest lap set by Santos. So Ruben after the first second, he's currently fastest on the track, you'd say on this lap, as going up the hill, he gains a bit of time on Devil through turn 6. There you go. Uphill, he's going to have a bit of slipstream, there's a bit slidey there, and Devil's just pulling away up the hill. The lighter car of that Beetle seems to be really helping there. As Ruben's now falling out of slipstream range, so does Ruben have a problem? Through the corkscrew, losing a lot of time. So maybe on race pace, is Ruben fuel saving a bit? After 10 minutes, there's only 1 bar down. Is Ruben maybe planning a 1-stop here? Because the 1-stop's possible. On the standard strategy, you're really looking about one of those bars every 5 minutes, but one of those bars every 10 minutes, that could be 40 minutes of fuel. I mean, the tyres won't last 40 minutes, but if you're careful on them, 30 minutes, they can. And we know Ruben's very good at tyre saving, very good at fuel saving. Ruben is someone that can do that. As the gap between him and JD Sharm's now falling back, I think JD's maybe backing off a bit, and Santos has also got through on Casey, which we didn't see. Came on Brian and Phil. Well, Phil's now falling off the back of Brian, so he's going to be a bit gutted after that penalty. He's struggling to get, he may not get points unless there is a mistake further back. Maybe it's a good strategy. It's early days, things can happen. But Brian's going to be chasing down BR Huber. He's trying to just gain some points. As let's have a look at the standings so far. Came on Brian. He's currently sitting in. He's sitting in 8th. So he's going to be wanting to gain some more points in the standings. He's 8 points behind Terrible Tim, who's currently sitting in 6th. And I think Tim may have gained some time on Casey as well at the front. So Casey's really wanting a podium here. He's going to want to put his head down. He's still not got a podium this season. I see in the back through the penultimate turn, you see JD just in the background. If JD can keep it honest in the pits, if JD can keep this gap under 3 seconds in the pits, as Casey's pitted, Casey at 10 minutes, why have you pitted? I was going to see VART pit boys come out, but why has Casey pitted? Maybe he's not thinking the tyres are that good, who knows, maybe just taking some fresh rubber and can get his head down. JM Devil fastest through that sector, through the first sector, but Santos still holds fastest lap. Santos sees a good strategy, he's only 10 seconds behind them, and the time you can actually gain at the pits is quite insane. If you've a little more fuel than someone in the pits, that is 10 seconds you can save depending on how much. We've seen it with Ruben at the past 2 races. So at Spa and Nürburgring, the amount of fuel you take is very important. It can have a big impact. But the gap, 1.2 seconds. Ruben's keeping it honest. I think he's just trying to burn a bit more fuel now and make sure it doesn't extend. But if he's trying to go for a if you're trying to go for a 1-stop, ideally we want to see that the fuel be halfway done in the next couple of laps if he's on target. And the way he's going, Ruben may be going for a 1-stop, which is the first time the winning strategy will be the unconventional one, I believe. I think he may just be in the slipstream range. That gap's now gone to 3 seconds between Ruben and JD. But JD's Devil's pitch strategy, he's only just about approaching halfway on the fuel, because the fuel can last, but the tyres are definitely going to be the problem. So if you're going for a 1-stop, well, be careful. You're going to have good management, but obviously we know Ruben's very good at that. But in terms of tyres, you're going to be struggling a lot. And Devil, if Devil can pit 10 minutes fresher rubber than Ruben, yes, Ruben will make that all up in the pit stop. Will be a close battle. If Devil's going for a 1-stop and Ruben's going for a if Devil's going for a 2-stop and Ruben's going for a 1-stop, it'll be interesting to see how they compare, because people would pit when the fuel's done. That seemed to be what the Div 2 guys were doing yesterday. But if your tyres are that bad, you're better off going for an undercut, refueling it, taking less fuel, because that saves you time in the pits, and then with the undercut you gain more time. You'll close the gap as they're on worn tyres, and you can be lapping like 3 seconds a lap faster, especially on worn tyres around here. The gap between worn and fresh rubber is around about 3 seconds. It is that big, like that's 3 seconds a lap. So 3 cars down the home straight, or down the main pit straight. Fast laps for all 3 of these guys. 200ths off JD's best. 13 seconds is the gap now between these two. Tim's got himself into 5th after the pit stop for Casey, which he's down in 10th. Casey's down in 10th. He's got to try and overtake Phil, and Genergy's also got past Phil, and they're going to have a nice close battle here, it seems. So it's going to be quite interesting as Casey, he gets to move on Phil. That was very easy. Phil didn't defend it much, but he's going to have the inside line into the final turn. Will he let Casey go? Casey's going to have the better grip. He's on the fresher above. Phil doesn't really defend it much. He's fair. He lets Casey go. But Genergy, will Genergy defend his place as much? I know if he defends it, Phil might get through. But Phil, with a drag race between the Porsche here, Phil has the inside line into the kink, and he's got himself back through into 9th. As Casey now, that early pit stops really impeded his chances. Phil gets onto the gravel and Jenny G goes very deep. And Casey really can't seem to get past. And this is what we saw from this is what happened with Vaslincock yesterday. Vaslincock went for an early pit stop. Phil goes wide and Casey, oh Casey! Phil's gone and hit Casey wide as they now go free wide through turn 4. Oh, and Jenny G and Phil rejoining the track on safety. That's very... Oh! These three need to be very careful what they're doing. Casey's got himself back through and then Jenny G almost hits Phil's bumper again. What happened there? One of them just went off and a domino effect kind of happened, and well, if that didn't happen, Casey was really struggling to get past these back markers. And that could have really impeded his undercut, and he has lost a bit of time there fighting with these two. He's now got 20 seconds of clean air to Kane O'Brien to try and find it. He's just gone on to mediums. So it'll be interesting to see what strategy he goes for. He pitted at the 10-minute mark, he pitted about 6 minutes ago. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. There's gaps now got to about a second between Ruben and Devil. Devil's now starting to fill the tyres, whereas Ruben's tyres are looking fine. And he's only just reached the halfway mark. So I'm convinced Ruben's actually going to go for a one-stop here. JD Shadaim. His fuel, he's actually going quite flat here. So I think he's going to go for a 2-stop and just try and get some time. As he does gain some time through the corkscrew or an entrance of an exit, he loses time to Ruben. So Ruben's lifting off into the corkscrew. JD, so Ruben's lifting off into the corkscrew and into the heavy braking zone. So Ruben is fuel saving, but he's staying in the slipstream of Devil, which is the important thing. The gap for JD and Ruben under 3 seconds. That's good for JD. Santos, 16 seconds is now the gap, so 3 seconds a lap. JD's finding as Tim's actually catching onto the back of Santos, as Santos may have had a mistake as he's seeming to lag everywhere as he catches the curb going through the final turn and he almost spins it. His tyres are not looking good. Tim's, on the other hand, their fuel's quite even, but Tim just got the slight advantage in terms of fuel. As Tim looks for the move into the final, into turn 2, catches the curb bit there and jumps up a bit. That wasn't necessarily an overtaking spot. I don't think Tim was close enough. That was very optimistic from the Canadian. Maybe Tim's having some characteristic beer. But if he's close enough through the corkscrew, a good exit through 5 and 6 could lead him with a move. He's close enough. He's under half a second. So then, through turn 5 they go, up the hill. Who's got the lighter car? This will be the important thing, if I can find the right guy. Santos has the lighter car, so that is, or in fuel-wise, I don't actually know the weight of these two cars. Tim pulls up. He's in the slipstream, doesn't gain much time though, so I think Santos definitely is the lighter car, so the hill he definitely is benefiting a lot. BBR Huber, if these two can get side by side, and maybe if they have a coming together, BBR Huber on his debut, currently in 6th, he's having a good day in the office. 21 seconds, that gap's not gone down between Casey and Brian. That early, then again he's on mediums, but the early strategy may not have been the call. The gap at the front, sorry, if I can get my words out, 1.3 seconds between Devil and Ruben, and JD Shadaim hasn't pitted, but he has span. Well, that is typical of JD Shadaim. He's pushed the limits and he's span, and well, there goes his chance. That spin has probably taken him out of the race when he had a chance for a race when he sets the purple first sector, but if he, depending on where he span, I know it's early days, but it's unlikely that Ruben and Val are going to have a spin, and maybe they're coming together with Phil. You see Phil up ahead there. Did JD ever coming together with a back marker? Well, that is interesting between those two. Up the hill, JD goes towards the corkscrew. He's got a fine 13 seconds. He's now got his foot down, and I think he'll be pitting the next lap anyway, but maybe he pits now. Because the fuel will last, so the undercut is possible. Does he just go for the all-out undercut and make sure that Devil and Ruben don't pit? You see Phil coming through the final turn. JD, he goes past the pit exit. No, so no, he's going to be waiting a bit. But if I was JD, after a mistake like that, dive into the pits, get some fresh rubber and just try and claw some time back. As yeah, a 1:32 on the last lap, he's had a big spin. I wonder where that happened, but that's unfortunate. But the battle for 4th, Tim's now falling off the back of Santos, and Kane O'Brien BBR Huber finally, or BBR Huber pits, so Kane O'Brien will go through into 6th. Now, the lap 1 spin for Brian, this is very reminiscent of what Online Cruiser did. First lap spin, goes to the back, and currently in 6th. Now, Kane O'Brien, his tyres, if you look at that, he's losing a lot of time, so if I was him, pit this lap. Don't try and go as long as you can. That's not really the idea. That's not beneficial. Pit now. Get those tyres off. He has worn the rims off those tyres. A 24th flat on his last lap. So he's still setting fairly decent lap times. Low 22s. Or 22s and 23s. That's not bad. It's not losing much time as Devil pits and Ruben responds. So, Ruben, if he was fuel saving, which I believe he was Ruben just sitting at the back? Oh, this is genius from Ruben, as JD now pits as well. So, here's what I believe Ruben's done. Santos, is he going to pit? As he comes around the penultimate turn, he's into the pits. Tim's into the pits. Anything you can do, I can do better. And who's going to be gaining the most time? Well, Ruben. This is genius from Ruben. Here's what I believe Ruben has done. Kane O'Brien, he also pits. That's very good from him. He's the lowest on fuel, so he's going to lose a lot of time. Casey, he's pitted. He's on the mediums. Is he going to be close enough? He's coming through the final 3 turns now. But what happened here? Right, Ruben. I think Ruben let I think Ruben let Devil through. Devil's out 3 seconds. Yes, Ruben let Devil through and just save some save some fuel. And what Ruben's mindset was if I will sit behind you, I will save some fuel, and whenever you pit, I will gain those times I'll gain time in the pits and then jump you. Casey's got himself back into 4th with this strategy. Genevi's quite a way back. So Casey now got himself into 4th after all these pit stop. JD, he's gained some time on Devil, but not time on Ruben. But if this happens again, we'll never know. Tim's got himself into 5th though. Tim's jumped Santos in the pits. And he's chasing down the tyre-worn Casey. As he catches a sausage curve for the 2nd time we've seen this race. Huber's now got himself down into 8th. As he's an undercut on everyone, but Genegy, has he pitted? No, Genegy will be pitting sometime next lap, I believe, unless he's maybe pitted earlier, unless his tyre weight's just that good. But further back, Huber's got a bit of a penalty. Down in 11th is Tuck. He's already a lap down as he goes very deep into the final turn. Up at the front, 3.5 seconds. This was genius from Ruben. He says, Devil, you can come through. I will sit at the back. I will use your slipstream, save a bit of fuel, and then I'll just take less fuel than you at the pit stop, which is what Ruben does best. But here he's just used his brain a little bit more, and he uses his brain a lot, this man. His genius, his driving skill, he's the all-round package. Next season, if he does do a full season, next season he is someone to watch out for. He is scary. He is someone you should be worried about in terms of the title and maybe sweeping most of the thing. But Santos still has fastest lap, so that bonus point for Santos. He's going to really enjoy that, as him and Heavyhead are tied, as Santos hasn't scored points recently. So he's not going to be too thrilled about that. Genegy does need to score some points as well to get himself out of the playoff zone. SVV Ruben, 3.5 seconds, 3.6 seconds is the gap. 1 stint down, 36 minutes to go, 24 minutes down. It's fastest lap for Ruben then. That's matching his qualifying lap that he set earlier. Devil, how will he respond? It's a 2/10 loss on that last lap. As Casey's now going to have to worry about defending Tim. With Casey's strategy, he's gone on to mediums very early on. This is kind of what we saw from Vassman, and that did not work out well for him. Santos, he's also catching Casey, and Casey should let these two go. Don't fight it, but Casey's a smart guy. I think he'll let them through. But he's not got to really worry about them yet, because Santos is gaining on Tim. He's right in the slipstream. He's tucked around to the back. He's going to be close enough for a move into turn 2. No, he's not. Oh, actually, Tim, he goes quite deep, and Santos, he looks for the move there. Is he going to try and force it? No. Santos doesn't try and force it, but will he go in? He teases it into turn 2. He's hooked the back of Tim's rear wheel, though. giving that one a fat kiss, chasing it down towards turn 4. At turn 6 maybe if he's ballsy, but now Casey's lost a lot of time. And Tim's going to get through Casey here, I think, at turn 5. Tim goes he hooks that inside line, takes it as tight as possible, and Santos is maybe going to get Casey as well here, as Santos does, as well, they might go free right into turn 6. Santos, he's going to try and tease the inside line, Casey tries to defend it, Tim goes very wide, and Casey follows through, and Santos is going to be the biggest gainer there, as Tim goes very close to the wall. That's what we saw from Santos on that one. And Santos is the biggest gainer. He's got himself back into 4th now. Is Casey going to try and fight back at Tim? And Casey's hit Tim off. Oh, Casey, that's unfair. He lets him through, though. That's very nice of Casey. But Tim has lost. That loses Tim 3 seconds there. Casey, he's on these 1 mediums. He needs to take that into account, as now it's a... JD just losing time to the guys up front, and with deja vu at Suzuka, what we kind of was seeing yesterday. Suzuka at round 1. JD, it looks like he could have the pace to win. He's there or thereabouts, and he just has a spin and it's gone. I think that gap is now too big, where in the pit stops he could win. Now, if it was at 3 seconds, JD, the gap between JD and Devil was 3 seconds. JD gains 2 seconds in the pits. Maybe more. That is gutting for JD, as if he didn't spin, he would be on the back of Devil, maybe even ahead of him. But no, that mistake from JD has probably cost him now the race win. As these two at the front, the gap's only gone down by 3 tenths, as Devil, he goes very wide at the final turn, but he gains a lot of time. That's a big run Devil's actually got. 5 tenths he's got down in that one straight into turn 2. Gains a bit more time. Ruben, he's got less fuel, but it would have taken less fuel. And that's how Ruben gained the 3 seconds in the pits. But Devil, he really needs to focus on getting past JD Shadime. Ruben. JD Shadime, well, 3rd's looking likely for him, and if the result stays away, who will jump in 2nd in the championship? He will beat out Dino Rod, who's currently not here today, which would be interesting to see if Dino Rod was here, to see how this race would pan out with him. Tim, he's got 5 seconds now. That gap's now gone up by 2 seconds between Santos and Tim, as Casey, he's falling off the back, and Huber, you see in the distance, came on Brian, forcing his way through at turn 2 on BBR Huber. Here's the inside line that was going to fight back. Is he going to have to move Donny? He hooks that inside line. He's also in the Mazda, I believe that car is. Inside line into turn 4 as well. Brian's going to try and stick around the outside. He does hit him off. Oh, that's a bit of an annoying move by Brian as he works his way back into 7th. As he just goes and kind of hits Brian off there. That's a bit unfair. Phil, he's... How close is Phil to Jonesy? He's 30 seconds off him. That's unfortunate. But now 2.5 seconds of gap between these two, Ruben and Devil. So their gap has gone up a bit. Devil fastest first sector from everyone seeming to set fastest first sector of the car, but then can't convert it. There's not much to the first sector. There's 3 turns, and one of them's flat out, one of them's heavy braking, and one of them's medium braking. JD Shadime still's got a penalty, and the BBR Huber says he's had a brake fail. Don't quite know how that works, but it is what it is. But points on your debut is not a bad result for BBR Huber. I think BBR Huber will accept that. He will enjoy that. Across the line, so 1:31. I think, he did lose time because he did say he had the problems with the brakes. The gap closes again between these two. Ruben so far fast. He's got the 3 bonus points so far. He's got 2 for pole. At the end of the season, we could be seeing Ruben finishing 2nd, and he's only done half a season, which will be impressive. But Ruben currently being hunted down by Devil. Devil is catching him. JD Shadime, he's currently gone purple, it says here, and he's gaining on the 2 ahead. He's going to tuck into the slipstream of Phil. The final, and across the line he goes. It's fastest lap for JD Shadime in a 20.05. That is a flying lap by JD Shadime. He's only gained a bit on the leader. Only gained a few tenths, but that is something. And again, he Phil just about lets him through. That's very kind of him. It's a bit of an impeded exit though, but he is gaining on the two ahead. And Phil, mind the voice crack there, can just sit in the back of JD Stein, but JD Stein's already pulling away quite badly. Santos, he's now safely in 4th place. A good recovery after his lap 1 shenanigans. And Terrible Tim, he's having a good race so far. He started, what, 7th? And is now getting himself up into 5th. Casey, his strategy is going to be interesting. His mediums are looking very worn at the 30-minute mark. There's probably about 10 minutes to go until the next pitch stop. And Casey, he's taken these tyres a good 20 minutes. And I would just... You can't really get off them now because he'll be committed to a free stop. But Casey, I don't know what he was thinking doing that early stop. The early stop with the softs, I don't quite know what Casey was thinking. I'm confused. What was Casey thinking when he made that pit stop? Who knows? Because that really did not work out for him. As he does pit, his mediums are terrible, but he will have to pit again. So if I was him, pit every 15 minutes and just go flat out. Mediums will not be shout from him, and Casey's race, 5th on the grid. A promising start, looking like he may be able to challenge for a podium. Nope, just pits in, mediums. That was stupid, as the gap at the front though, under 2 seconds now. Medium tyres, I don't know if you watched the Div 2 race yesterday, but the mediums around here are not worth it. The mediums are too slow around here, but JM Devil, half a second through 2 turns. Devil's really on the back of Ruben. And you compare the fuel, I mean, Ruben, he's got the better tyre wear, but he's not going as fast. So despite having the better tyre wear, he will be able to defend better, but he just doesn't have the better tyre. Whereas Casey, he's come out, and does Devil get ahead of Casey? This is going to be the interesting question. Oh, no. This is interesting, no. Oh, has he or has he not? No, Devil has to now get past Casey. As we're seeing a bit of a train here, blue flags are out. Casey will get past Devil, Devil past, I'm sure, when he has the chance. But Casey, is he on fresh softs? Let's find out. Yes, Casey's on fresh softs. So he will be able to defend here from Devil a bit, or at least pull away. As Genergy, he rejoins the track and Devil just about gets through. And Ruben's now got very lucky as Devil is struggling as... Oh, Casey gets very shaky and almost takes Devil out with him. Oh, what happened? Very caught the curb, and now Genergy's going to have a bit... I think Genergy at the back's going to fancy himself a move. As BBR Huber, he goes very slow, and Casey... There's problems there with BBR Huber. He's now down in 8th as Casey's now going to get himself through. Genergy's going to fancy himself to get involved with this. As BBR Huber cuts across the corner, that's going to be a track extension penalty. We almost take Casey out in the process, down into the penalty turn. Genergy's going to get through as well. He serves the penalty, and Casey's actually gone very wide. And Genergy's been the biggest beneficiary here, up into 7th. BBR Huber lets Casey through. He's going to serve the rest of his penalty. Oh, what happened there with BBR Huber? He went very slow through the corkscrew. And Casey, he's tucked right into the back. The 2 Porsche drivers, are they going to fancy moving to each other? Casey goes very wide into the turn 1 kink, down towards turn 2. Last of the late breaks, Casey's going to try and go for move around the outside. He's just got ahead into the corner, but the inside line for Genergy. He's going to defend that ball. It's going to be a little bit of a switch back here for Casey. He fancies himself cut back, but Genry's going to have the inside line for turn 3 and 4. And Genergy, brilliant defending there by the Czech. The Czech man pulls out his checkmate as Casey's gone wide. And what's happened here? Fills into the pits, but Casey's gone very wide there. There wasn't contact, I'm sure of it. Let's quickly look back at that. Was there contact? Because BBR Huber's now up ahead in the road from Casey. Genergy's through. No, I think Casey caught it on the curb. Casey caught on the sausage curb, I believe. That is unfortunate for Casey. But up at the front, 1.8 seconds is the gap. As Devil did get caught up in traffic. That's what we saw from Vaseline Cockpit. As we said earlier in the stream, Devil can clear traffic quite nicely. Around about 5 minutes left of the stint for these 2 boys at the front. And it's going to be whatever you can do, I can do better as Devil. I think come the end of the stint, it's going to be on even fuel on Ruben. He's going to be even on fuel with Ruben, which isn't really what you want if you're on Devil's situation, because Devil needs more fuel in his car. Ruben can take less fuel. As I think Huber may be having problems, say, with his wheel or something, or his L2 button, depending on if he's on a controller or a wheel, I'm not too sure. But he may actually be having problems with his brakes, which may force him to retire, which isn't ideal. Now JD Shine's in one of those uncomfortable situations where if he didn't spin, he would be up at the front, and Devil is someone that won't spin. Devil, you know, there's just under half of this race to go. You can expect Devil to, in most races, you'd be like, Devil can make a mistake and these two can catch up. But Devil never spins. But up at the front, BBR Hubers, he's got right into the back of Genegies. Casey's falling off the back here again, and Casey's outside the points. This is really not good for Casey, as he's sitting very nicely in the championship. Is Genegie going to look for a move? He's going to be close enough now. Every little point helps Genegie, as he's missed a lot of the season, and points for him could be very beneficial in terms of playoffs. But Casey, for the all in terms of ranking, he's losing out big time as he tries to go around the outside, looks for a gap on the inside, tries to go for a bit of a cheeky cutback, but he can't quite do it. As BBR Huber's actually got past Genegie, I've realised. JD Shalom's going to be catching up to these back marks as well. If he struggles to get past them, there's going to be big problems. Genegie's slow out of the final turn, and soon this lap, JD Shalom's going to have to fucking deal with these. Genegie, Casey is the inside line. It's a repeat of last lap then. Let's see if anyone's going to die this time. Casey seems to have got that move firmly done into the corner. He didn't try to do it around the outside. Genegie, they settle for it, and Genegie will let him go through. Casey's now going to be chasing ahead BBR Huber. So Casey's got to get BBR Huber, but JD Stein very close to the back of Genegie. Is he going to let him through? Blue flag, blue flag, blue flag. JD Stein, one of the veterans in the league, not necessarily League of Throws, but veterans in life. He's a German, Sebastian Vettel, very similar ages, very similar. Of a German, scream the blue flag song. JD, up the hill, he just about gets past Genegie, but he's lost his second there to Devil ahead, which in the end could be vital. He's lost a lot, he's going flat, he's losing a lot of time in terms of fuel, as he's very shake-free except for corkscrew. But BBR Huber and Casey looks for the move down the inside into the penultimate turn. BBR Huber doesn't really fight, he just lets him through. Brilliant move by Casey, but Huber's going to try and get him back in the inside into the final turn. He does have it, but Casey's going to get the better run as he takes the better racing line. As Casey dives into the slip through, doesn't quite defend it. Weaving around, hugs that inside line. BBR Huber's going to try and force him to go around the outside. That's going to be brilliant, as Casey around the outside, he couldn't really get the move done on Genegie, but when he had the inside line, it was done and dusted. Huber goes deep into the turn there. Maybe there was a bit of contact, I don't know. Huber though gets a very good exit out of turn 2, and he's going to have the inside line into 3 and 4. And these two squabbling. Oh, Casey, that's a brilliant move around the outside there of 3. Well done to Casey, as Genegie, this squabbling that these two are doing is going to pull away nicely. And now, JD's binned it again. Oh, Huber may have had a problem with that. And JD loses more time to the guys in front, and then Genegie's going to be catching him. But up at the front, speaking of which, Ruben's now pulled that gap out, as Devil's had got a penalty, so I think Devil may have run wide a bit there. Devil's tyres are a lot worse than Ruben's as well. Next time round they'll be in, I believe. As look, you compare tyres, Ruben's on a lot less fuel, but Ruben now can just set a lot faster laps if you compare the tyre wear. He's got 50% better tyres than Devil has, or something stupid like that. As Huber then pits, he's going to give Casey a bit of a break, as Casey, the squabbling he's had at the back, he's not really catching Brian. And Brian though, how's he doing? He's 20 seconds off Tim, he's in no man's land. A mistake by Santos, which is possibly did it at Brands Hatch. Tim could be getting himself into 4th here. Don't count Tim out for a good result. This will be an amazing drive by him. Through turn 6 then. Devil also has to get past Phil. So if I was Devil, Ruben's going to be picking this lap as he red lights it in. Ruben, you can see now, he's just going hot lapping here. He's going to burn the rest of his tank out, I believe. He's going to pit. It's going to block the undercut by Devil, which is good as Tim goes very deep into the corkscrew. Devil very shaky. Phil just parks it and lets Devil through. That's very sportsmanlike of him. But Devil, with his a bit of a mistake through the corkscrew, he's lost a lot of time. He's very long tight where he's also redlined it. Peels to the left end. Rubens into the pits. Devil's into the pits. Is this where we see the train of pit stops we saw last time? JD Schleim, he's coming through the corkscrew. Is he going to pit? Yes, he's very long tight. He's very long fuel. Santos, he's got some fuel left, but I don't think the overcut through is going to be the strategy. I think we're all going to be seeing that everyone ahead is pitting and they're going to go for it. So let's see. JD Schleim, he's into the pits. Santos, he's now coming through the corkscrew. He has actually had a mistake, I believe, somewhere. He's 40 seconds back now on well, actually, I don't know. It says JM Devil, so that's quite complicated. We'll talk about it at the exit. Santos, he goes through then. He doesn't peel left into the pits. So, this is interesting. What will Tim do and where will Santos come out? Let's quickly go check the guys on the pits. Fresh rubbers on for JD, but it's these two we need to be watching, keeping our eye on. Ruben's out. How long will Devil be out for? Devil is also out. Who's out first? Ruben's out, but how big's that gap? 3 seconds. Santos is now into third, so JD's got to deal with them. Tim, he's also coming down the main straight. Tim's got past JD, as JD's taking a lot of fuel, and he's now got the back marker of Huber to deal with as well. It's kind of undercut him. Through the second apex, there's going to be a bit of a drag race between these two, and JD is just about out as Kane O'Brien, he's now into the pitch. See the Estonian boys out there in their Estonian colours. That's a brilliant overalls for them. As early on, we're going to see the flying pace by Devil, as apparently Ruben's pitted many times on the right hand of your screen. Well, Ruben is that good, he can pit 6 times and still win the race, or still be in the lead. We don't want to jinx him. Div 2 set 43 laps. We could be seeing maybe an extra lap here from the Div 1 guys, as they're a lot quicker. But Devil still also has that penalty to deal with, and Santos, he hasn't pitted yet. Let's see if he'll pit this lap. And this could be really good for Tim, as Tim's gained some time on him. Santos keeps going. This is actually working out in Tim's favour, as Tim's closing the gap between him and Santos. As Santos will have to refuel less, I believe, but it's going to be interesting who does what. Because Tim can actually gain some time. If Tim needs to get his head down, no, Tim's pitted. Tim pits, as I realised he hasn't pitted last time. My mistake. Casey, he's 40 seconds back as he's coming up towards turn 6 and then the corkscrew. But if I'm him, he needs to be aware of Kane O'Brien. Casey, he's got another pit stop again. He's not going to last. Unless he's thinking of just taking me soft to the end. But the way that Casey's race is panning out here on tyres and fuel, we pitted very early on, remember, onto the mediums, and it's really not been beneficial for him. It's worked out terribly, this strategy. I don't know what he's planning. He's a second off. He started 5th, and he's in 6th, so it doesn't seem that bad, but he's a long way off where he actually should be. He's lost a lot of time, Casey. Casey's lost a lot of time as... Will he be ahead of Tim though? No, Tim's out. Casey, he's not going to be close enough. Tim's going to beat him out. As Casey, he's in 6th. Casey will be in 6th then. As Brian behind as well is going to be chasing him down. Remember, Casey's got to pit again. Casey will have to pit again. If he doesn't pit, his tyres are just going to go and everyone's going to eat into that gap. So he may have the fuel, but the tyres won't last for 16 minutes. So, he's going to have to pit again. And that will drop him, if we just have a look, that could drop him into the Genergy BBR Huber range. Huber catches that sausage curb. There's a bit of a problem around here. A second and a half that gap's gone down by, as Del was really pushing it, and Santos is just saving. Santos is... The stints are done now, and it's mind games. This man is a genius in terms of mind games. He was slowed down. He doesn't have to save the fuel. The fuel will last around here. He hasn't got to save the fuel. He hasn't got to be mastermind strategic about it. But he can save the tyres, and the tyres around here are important, because we saw what happened last time. Ruben just waited. It's like a running race. I will let you catch, because Devil's in hot pursuit. I'll let you catch, but then I'm just going to run it down. Once you're out of breath and exhausted because you've caught up to me, I think Ruben will let Devil catch him, or get near enough in slipstream range. He'll tease that, and the minute that happens, he's going to put the foot down, because he's going to have the fresher rubber. For already compare, Ruben's done half the tyre wear or half the work on the tyres that Devil's done already. So Ruben's doing a lot here, saving in that gap. He's now going to keep that about 2 seconds. He's going to let Devil put his foot down, try and get some fast laps in. But JD Shadan, with that bonus point as well for fastest lap, that's really helpful. He's going to get himself into third here. As Santos, he comes into the pits. And maybe Tim's going to have a bit of... Tim's going to undercut Santos here. Tim will have undercut Santos. He's coming through the corkscrew though, and Santos, he's going to not have to take as much fuel. He's going to take about half a tank. But that is about 20 seconds worth of fuel, I believe. But Tim's currently gone green. He's currently setting personal best sectors. So Tim maybe can jump Santos, and it's going to be very interesting. Santos, he's under refueling. And these two, it's going to be very close. Tim through the final turn. Santos, he's out and away. He's going to get very lucky here. But Tim, well, he's got to get past Genergy. So Santos is going to be very slow through this final bit. Tim, he's coming down towards turn 2 as Casey and Phil are going to be dragging away along. Casey's in the 6th. Kane O'Brien, he's taken off, second off since we last saw this. But again, he will have to pit. Those tyres aren't looking good for him. Ruben at the front, that gap's gone under 2 seconds, and it's teasing this sort of thing. It's going to drop under a second, and then he'll go, or drop under 2 seconds, and it's going to go back up. Because you can never really tell. Ruben, he's not off pace. Ruben's not slower. He's acting slower. I mean, if we compare the last laps, Devil did gain 3 tenths. Ruben then goes purple. Ruben's going to let Devil make him think he's gaining, and then Ruben puts the foot down and makes Devil push harder. Because if you compare the tyres already, they're on exactly the same amounts of fuel. Like, they are pinpoint in terms of fuel, but Ruben's tyres are already better. So Ruben, I think he's going to let Devil burn his rubber up, because the tyre on that Beetle is terrible. Ruben's coming up to the back of KML Brian. I think Brian will let him go. But Brian can be a bit risky. He's not someone, he's one of the drivers you have to be a bit more cautious when approaching, when you're coming to lap them. No disrespect to him, but he wants the best time he can get. He's also chasing down Casey, so it's quite right that KM O'Brien, he can gain a position, he can get himself in 6th. It's quite right, KM O'Brien does want to get his foot down, and Ruben here is going to be he's in the slipstream of KM O'Brien, so Ruben's going to really benefit from this. And maybe he's going to have him by the corkscrew, I believe, but maybe if he's a bit late on it, Ruben may just benefit with the slipstream through these little sectors. The dirty air, not so much. But Devil still, he's having his foot down. But now we need to think of, yes, Devil will catch him, but when Devil catches him, will he be able to overtake him? I think Ruben's game plan is, I'll let you catch me, but you won't be able to overtake me, because Devil has the worst tyre wear. And overtake you around it is quite hard. We've seen it yesterday. Whoever has the better tyres will normally get the move done. Say the overtaking spot's for corkscrew. You have to brake a lot earlier if your tyres are a lot worse for wear. And speaking of the corkscrew, Devil, he's not close enough onto the back of Kane O'Brien to really be impeded. But coming through this final sector, he may just be. He's not that close there to get the move done. But he's going to lose a bit of time. This is what we saw last time in the first pit stop. So, a lot of time. Maybe Devil's having the same problems that Vasilinkok had yesterday. He's trying to clear back marks, and again through the final turn, he's losing a lot of time. He's going to have the slipstream, which is going to give him a bit of a slingshot effect, but it's not much. He's tucked right into the back, pulls to the inside line. Brian won't fight it, blue flags, Devil's going to have the inside line, and Brian's now just going to tuck into the slipstream. And this is really helpful for Brian's battle with Casey, as Brian's now just going to tuck into the slipstream. Yes, the tyres are a bit worse for wear, and Devil is obviously going to be the quicker guy. But that little bit of slipstream he can get, and the longer he can stay to the back of Devil, even if it's just for 5 seconds, it's like 5 seconds of extra power. That 5 seconds will gain you a good few tenths, and that's vital. And so far, if Kane O'Brien's just quick, he can stick to a Devil like glue here. Well, not like glue, more like slightly old sellotape or blue tack. it sticks, but it falls off after a few minutes. But there's still that benefit. You still get the use of it for that window of a few minutes. You get that benefit of it. But BBR Huber and Genergy right into the back of each other, down towards turn 2, through turn 1. The little kick they're gonna go. Huber's not quite close enough for a move on Genergy, I believe. This is for the final point playing positions. Huber tries to tease the outside, goes deep. Is he going to try and go for a bit of an extra cutback, bit more power on the exit through the second apex? No. So either way, points for these two is quite good. BBR Huber points in his debut will be a very mean feat, but Genergy on his return from a broken arm, points will be very good for him. I think points for Genergy will be... I think points for Genergy, even if it's just 1 point, will be a good win. Coming back from a broken arm, good for him. Right, coming back from a broken arm and scoring points is going to be no mean feat. But BBR Huber, he teases the outside. He goes quite deep, catches a gravel. He almost hits Genergy into the back, and he does seem to bail out of it and just about saves it. But BBR Huber, as I was trying to say, BBR Huber's not going to let Genergy get those points easily. He's not going to take pit on him just because he's got a broken arm. BBR Huber, he wants those points as well. He wants to be on the scoreboard. And Casey has actually... Casey's binned it. I see Brian's gone past through it. The corkscrew, Casey's binned it. As we see them come through the next sector, the two behind him, they're a long way off. They're a minute behind him. As Huber and Genergy down towards turn 1, or turn 2 again. Huber's not that close. He seems to tease it again as Casey, he finally pits. Those tyres gone now. 8 minutes to go. So, Ruben leads. He's right. Oh, Ruben may have actually made a mistake somehow, as we've just go away for a second, and Ruben and Devil are now right to the back of each other. So this is going to be an exciting end, but let's have a look. Tyre wear. Fuel they're going to be fine on, but tyre wear wise, Devil and Ruben on tyres is going to be a lot better in defending. And who knows, 8 minutes to go now, it's crunch time. There's no more pit stops. You're not winning this in the pits. This is going to be one on track. This is going to be one with an overtake. If these two murder each other, JD can fancy himself something here. Tim, he's 4 seconds back. He's getting time on Santos. If Tim can set some faster laps on Santos, if we compare their last laps, Tim gained on Santos in the last lap, and maybe Tim, if you can keep this sort of pace up, you see Santos in the distance, Tim could fancy himself a 4th, which will be his best result since Bathurst, where he got on the podium. But here's where we need to be paying. Here's where we need to pay attention for the rest of the race now, I believe. 7.5 minutes to go. That's about 5 or 6 laps. Tuck needs to let Ruben go through instantly. He does. Ruben has a bit of a benefit for a tiny bit of slipstream he gets from the VW. Devil's tucked right into the back though. I think Ruben's going to defend the inside line. He is. Is Devil going to be close enough? He's going to try and go around the outside. Brakes a bit earlier than you would when going deep. Is he going to fancy a cutback? You've seen it. He positions his car. You see he looks for that move. He just needs that little bit of time to get the power on a little bit earlier. And Ruben to maybe make a bit of a mistake. Devil is going to try and force Ruben into a mistake, into the corkscrew or turn 1 or turn 2, as I should say, and maybe get himself through. But this is now not good. If you've just seen ahead, we'll quickly pan to it. These two, BBR Huber and Genergy, the battle for the final point paying positions is not far ahead of these two. You see them coming through turn 6 there. These two are going to be a bit of a problem. Genergy and BBR Huber, if these two catch them in the next 6.5 minutes, they're going to be in some trouble. Devil closes right into the back of Ruben going into the corkscrew, and they've gained time on the guys ahead. And now Ruben needs to just get his foot down. You see a 21.6 on the last lap for him. He's now getting his foot down. They've got fuel to last. They've got tyres to last. But whose tyres will be better in terms of overtaking? We've just panned to these guys here. BBR Huber tries to go down the inside of Genergy, but Genergy, now it's going to be a drag race between these two towards the line. And now we may have a bit of a 4-way battle. Huber's got the penalty to go, and well, when Huber goes to take this penalty, there's going to be a bit of a problem here. Here's the inside line, so he's going to pull away a bit into turn 2. Genji's going to fancy himself into turn 1, or turn 2 officially. Devil just hugs the back of Ruben's bumper. Which battle do we pay attention to? Who's ahead? And these two have now got a battle. Devil's now got the inside line into turn 3, sorry. Ruben's got the better tyres, but Ruben's also been held up by BBR Huber, and Devil's now got himself through, and his 4 cars in the back marks are really holding him up. And then Ruben has the inside line, he's going to try and go around the outside, but it's not really be ideal. As Devil now tucks into the back of these two, Genji goes very wide, and he's now got to deal with these two to get past him. BBR Huber, he's going to be swallowed up, but Devil up the hill. BBR Huber lets them go past, doesn't want to impede them anymore. But now Ruben's on the back foot here. Devil's got the worst tyre wear. Ruben's going to have the better grip coming into an overtake. Is he going to be close enough into the corkscrew road to fancy move? No, he's not. Well, what happened there? Devil hugged the back of Ruben. He didn't try and go for a bit of a switchback, or go in deep and have the inside line and take it a bit higher. No, he just went, I'm going to take the exact same line as you. I'm going to hug your bumper, and when you go, I go. And then I'm just going to take the inside line when you try and deal with the back markers. And Ruben got caught up in the line where the slower cars were ahead of him and Devil had the clean air. So Devil pulled ahead. And now he's got to find half a second, which he will do in the slipstream, and then get past him in the next 3 laps. There's about 3 or 4 laps to go. Lap 41. Maybe about 45 laps we could see here. 44 maybe. It's going to be around about that. But about for the final points. BBR Huber is the inside line. Genji tries to come back around the outside. He's not quite close enough, and Genji, he's lost a second race. He's fallen off a bit. Yes, I did see Huber tap Genji off a bit there. That was very chaotic, though. JM Devil, he leads now for the first time this... Not for the first time this race, but in crunch time, he's now leading. There's no more pit stops. Ruben's not making any more jumps into pit stops. He's not getting as much time as we would expect because fuel's not that big of a problem here. It's the tyres. When it's in terms of fuel consuming tracks like Spa and the Nürburgring, Ruben just pulls 10 seconds into pits. But here he's only been able to gain 3 seconds. And Devil, if he can beat Ruben here, that's going to be a really impressive feat. And there's no dyno rod here. So if Devil finishes the way he is, Devil got a second. But if Devil takes 12 points here, Devil will outscore JD. If Devil outscores JD by a point, the title will be secured. Ruben though teases the inside line. I didn't even notice that. Devil goes very deep. He's going to try and cut back on the inside line as Ruben parks the bus on the second apex of turn 2. Devil goes right onto the gravel, sorry. And then Devil just holds on. He almost lost it there for the first time in 6 rounds. First time ever, Devil might have actually had a bit of a spin there. But no, Ruben finally gets himself through. As I was just explaining, if Devil finishes ahead of JD, he has the title. As Dino's not here. So if Devil outscores Dino at all, the title goes to Devil. So the way it's standing, yes, Ruben can win, but the title's looking secure anyway. He's got a 33-point lead, but he wants the title now. Devil wants to be the champion. Ruben blocks Devil a bit into the corkscrew. Devil doesn't have the tyres. Devil's low on fuel, actually. They're going to have 2 laps to go at the line. Devil may have to pit here. Devil, he's really on the edge in terms of tyre, in terms of fuel, and he may have to pit again, which could bring JD into the fight. Devil's now going to have to really fuel save her, and if he runs out of fuel in the wrong time, well, Ruben's now going to pull away, but Devil's now got to focus on securing this second place. But for 12 points to get second, and if we look at the, we're going to quickly do some math here, as now Devil's going to have to really fuel save. He's got a lap left. Now Devil could be smart here. If he does manage the time right, which I don't think he will, he may actually have to pit, and it will only be a lap of fuel, but the pit stop time, JD could be brought into this. Yellow flag's ahead. Who's that for? It's for Phil going slowly. He's going to let them all go through. Very nice of him. But Ruben, the gap's gone to 1.5 seconds. Devil's really in fuel saving mode here, and JD may fancy himself a second place here, an unlikely second as well, through turn 6. Phil lets Devil through, very kind of him. That's what we expect. The gap's closing down between third and second and third, sorry if I can get my words out. This is... Will Devil pit? 1 lap to go at the line. Will he have enough fuel? I think he may. If it finishes as it is though, Devil will be your GTEL champion for Season 1. He goes past the pits. He's confident he has enough fuel to last him then. Round the final turn. Ruben now, the gap's at 2 seconds. So this is very similar to what we saw last time with... sorry, not last time, but yesterday in the Div 2 race. JM Devil, as he goes past the Tuck. Ruben now on this last lap, he's pulling away. It's going to be 3 wins from 3 races that he's competed in, Ruben, which will be an impressive feat. Devil, he'll be... I don't think he'll complain about winning the title on the last lap, and it's going to be a bit of a cruise for these two. He's not going to have to pit, but if he runs out of fuel here, he will be crawling to the line. And maybe if he does run out of fuel, JD could be fancying himself a bit of revenge. If you remember Spa, Devil just about nabbed the podium from JD as JD on the run down towards Blanchemont on the final turn ran out of fuel and Devil got past him. Casey, he's the first finish, he'll secure 2 points. And BBR Huber through... Let's stick with these two for a minute, shall we? Actually, no, we'll stick with Ruben first. Ruben, he's got 2 turns to go. Through the penultimate turn, Santos, he secures 4th, but the podium positions then. Tim, he gets 5th. Round the final turn, though, SVV Ruben will win round 6 of the GTEL Division 1 Championship. He wins at Laguna. But JM Devil, he's out of fuel, but he will cross the line. The Season 1 champion with 2nd. Well done, Devil, and not close enough, JD. If he didn't have that spin, that one spin could have cost him a 2nd. As him and Brian just squabbling out. JD will take the final podium spot. He will be happy with that. He's been ever so close since Suzuka to getting another podium. And he will take 3rd. He's going to be happy with that. He's also run out of fuel. And BBR Huber, he beats Jenna G to the line to get those final points. What a debut for BBR Huber. But JM Devil, your Season 1 champion. But despite Devil winning the title, congratulations to... yeah, congratulations to Ruben. He takes the win. That's brilliant from him. Casey, he's an early leaver. He's going to be disappointed. Casey was the biggest loser there. As came on, Brian screams for someone save the replayers. Casey's left and he's not going to be very happy because, well... Yeah, Casey, he's not going to be happy with that performance. Started 5th. Doesn't go well, but JM Devil... We can't overlook Ruben's win. That was a brilliant win by Ruben. Very smart. Again, he's so good when it comes to strategy. He's a genius. He's someone to look out for next season, but don't rule him out for 2nd in the championship. He's going to go ahead of Dynarod, I believe, in the championship because, well, he takes home. He got pole and the race win. I don't believe he got fastest lap, so he will go and take. Yeah, if I can use my brain here, Ruben will go into 3rd in the championship. JD will go into 2nd. And Ruben, he's going to be on the back of JD now, going into this final few rounds. But well done to everyone. Congratulations to Ruben on the race win. But a round of applause to JM Devil, your Season 1 champions for Division 1. One last time for your Division 1 champion, JM Devil. The season, the title may have been decided, but the rest of the positions, playoff positions, very vital to see who will be in the playoff positions with the top 4 from Div 2. That'll be interesting to see who takes that going into the final few rounds. Because remember, bottom 4 go into playoffs, and that's where the demotion goes, because we might be seeing some Div 1 drivers going down to Div 2, and we may be seeing people like Juicerom in Division 1 next season. But I've been Ninan, thanks for watching, congratulations Devil and Ruben. We'll see you next week at Inter.